Hi students, I decided to make this presentation about communication on the online classroom. I decided to narrate it in English, and for that I truly apologize, but I hope that you will understand most of what I say. Communication is very, very important in the online classroom, and there's a great variety of ways in which you can communicate. Okay, there seems to be a preference in the classroom for using email or Carmen messages to communicate, not only with me but among yourselves, and that's fine. I mean, it's a really good way of communicating, and just remember to include your section number when you write to me. There are so many other ways for you to communicate. This is a very rich environment. So even though this is great using email and messages, there are other things that you can do. Okay, we have the e-classroom. Okay, why do we have an e-classroom? Well, the e-classroom is actually like a discussion page, and in the e-classroom, you can post general questions about could be grammar if you want to, but I prefer more general questions, like, oh, how do I register for Talk Abroad, or uh, in what page I can find the explanation for the subjunctive of negation or whatever, like that, something like that. I also include in the e-classroom announcements that are not emergencies, but they are important, but they are announcements. And it's a really great space for you to post questions, concerns that are really general in nature, or it could be specific too, and I will try my best to answer them. If other students know the answer, they can answer for me. I mean, one of the things that we want to do in these online courses is to create a community of learners, people who want to learn together and want to help each other. So yes, the e-classroom is great for course announcements, for general questions, or if you want specific questions. I do prefer for specific questions about grammar for you to go to the discussion pages that we're going to talk a little bit later. Okay, I also created discussions. Discussions are really very useful when I want to sort of concentrate on a particular subject. For example, I know the subjunctive sometimes causes kind of anxiety and problems, and it's not easy. Uh, uh, so I created a discussion on the subjunctive, and here you can post questions. You can answer the questions of your classmates. You don't have to wait for me to answer. You can do it if you know the answer. I will answer your questions. You just subscribe to it, and you will, when somebody write in the discussion, you will get a message that somebody wrote something. I created one for the subjunctive, and I think one for para and por. And throughout the course, I will be creating more discussions. So use this. This is very useful. I also attach files like PowerPoints about the topic. So this is very useful for you to study. Okay. Okay, we also have the conferences. Okay, when I use the word conferences, I'm just saying the name that the app has. But what we can do in conferences is a lot of things. We can video chat. We can just chat. I use it for office hours. You don't have to come to every office hour that I post. You will receive every Thursday a message saying there's a conference at 1, 2, 3. That doesn't mean you have to come to this virtual place and listen to a conference. No, this is just for people who have questions or about anything. Could be grammar, could be issues about quizzes, tests, how the class works, and you can talk to me and you can see me and I can see you. Or if you prefer, you can use the chat. We have the chat here. We can chat. We don't have to see each other if you don't want to, but if you want to, we also can video chat. So this is very useful, and we're going to use it also for the oral exams. So it's good for you to get to familiarize with this app. Okay. Okay. We also have the chat, and you just have to click, and you can chat, and you can post opinions and questions. I prefer that you put the questions on either the discussion groups or the e-classroom. But the chat is good for you to talk among yourselves. Like some people are very good with the subjunctive or very good with vocab, and you can help each other, or you can talk about whatever you want to talk, as long as you're respectful and remember that the topics should be appropriate and you don't offend any classmate. Okay, so this is a space for you. You can use it when you're working in groups too. You can use the course chat. So I mean, this is another way of communicating instead of uh, uh, exchanging emails and waiting for an answer. You have the answer immediately. You can say, well, we're going to meet in the course chat at 5, and you can talk to each other and ask questions, okay? This semester, I decided to use announcements. Announcements is just like a feed of news that I post when I think that something is really important and you should know about it. For example, when I add an additional activity, or when you're supposed to register for the talk abroad, or I'm announcing office hours. Now this is the look of the announcement from the instructor's view. I don't know exactly how students see them, but you do have an advantage. You can see here uh, the 3 latest announcements that I wrote today about the office hours, on Tuesday about the talk abroad. I also wrote an announcement about the discussions that I created for para or por and the subjunctive. And all this, you just click in the announcement and you see the information, and they are at the top of your home page, your course home page. So this is really very useful to remind you when something really important is going on, or you're running out of time. So announcements is a way for me to remind you of really important stuff. Okay? So remember, always include in any communication your class section number, especially if the communication is to me. Number 2, check the discussions for answers to grammar questions or to post questions. Office hours are only for students who have questions, and I use the conferences app. It's not a conference, it's just an app. And we can use it to chat or to video chat, so you can ask me questions, okay? And we're going to use it for the oral exams too. And also, you can chat among yourselves. You can do it when you're working in groups. You can decide to use a chat at a particular time, and you just click on chat and you can ask yourself questions and talk. It's a really good app. Just remember to be respectful of your classmates and try not to offend anybody. So as you can see, you have a lot of options to communicate with me and with your classmates. So use them. Don't get stuck with the email and the messages. They are good. I mean, it's really good to send a message, but you have other options, and I want you to be really aware of them so you can really enjoy the experience of an online class. Okay? I hope this helps you. If you have any questions, just post it in the e-classroom. Okay? Thank you.